Hey everybody, welcome back to Workers and Resources. Today, we're gonna finish the chemical, or at least the plans for it. I think all the buildings will probably be done, and we do need to design the walking paths and stuff to make sure that people can get to those buildings. And then we're also going to hopefully get some labor out near steel so that they can help build things, right? That's what I'm hoping we can see. In a second though, real quick, we're gonna go ahead and just see what the heck this train wants to do. You're going to do that, okay? Goodbye, and you're building a track, and that's why you're confused. Okay, so those tracks are getting built. So this train platform, we're going to go ahead and activate it because we now have all the stuff in place from the last video. We have all the stuff in place for the passenger trains to actually get picked up here, or for passengers to get picked up at the train. So we're going to turn this back on, and real quick, the tunnel boring machine is waiting. Ignore the red light. Go ahead. Why are you... Yeah, I really wish that this section here would like obey, right? Because look at this, clearly not intersecting anywhere here, right? Now it's got to be because it's orange, so it must intersect up here, right? Yeah, right here. So without signals here, it's gonna think this entire section is this way. So I have to do this in order to separate this, and then they won't get bothered by that anymore, which is kind of wild, but all right, if that's what they need, then that's what I'll do. All right, yeah. So anyway, where is our passenger train? It should now be moving the right path. It should now be moving the way it was always designed and destined to move. So let's take a quick look over here. This is done, and we actually have one of our distribution offices bringing fuel directly here now, so that's good. I got all the signals and stuff in place so they won't get overloaded there. Now the train is probably coming back on this track, I would think. It can't turn around. Where did it go? Is it really that fast? It was just heading this way earlier when I was making the video. When I started the video, I was making this. Oh my gosh, it's already over here. Yeah, it just picked up passengers. Wow. You are faster than I thought you were. Maybe this is going to be good after all. It's 105 kilometers max speed. But you just picked up 157 people in Cernakova. Pretty nice. Now the question is, do you get to steal before these guys time out, right? Now that's going to vary in speeds a little bit because, you know, you're going to have to stop at intersections and stuff if there's trains already in there and stuff. So there's little stoppages potentially. There's potentially a fuel stop on the way. Hopefully this train chooses to do it on the way back, but who knows? But if I hover over top of these guys, you can see that the time traveling is well within the limits to get out to steal. So as long as you're taking them via train, they can get all the way out from Cernakova to Steel with plenty of time to work their shift. And again, as long as they get to their workplace, they will work the full 8-hour shift. So they're going to come all the way over here and they get delivered. Now, what I really want to see is whether or not they get delivered and then immediately start working in here. Do they go to construction sites? That's what I'm hoping that they do. So they can spread out, go to various different places. Here they are. They're going all around the place, hopefully going out to construction sites to help in building these places, all right? So now we don't need construction offices to go do it. We will get people in here to do it. There we go. And we should start seeing the work days tick down. Very cool. So now our Cernakova, all those extra people, those hundreds of people with no workplace, they can now get on a passenger train and ride out to Steel. So because we've got that in place, I think it's time to get another passenger train to do it again, huh? So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take and first we'll look at the used market. Take a look really quick at the used market. Always good to look at the used market first to see what they got. And I don't see any train sets in here, so we'll go ahead and buy it new. That's fine. That new train, we are going to tell it to go here. So since you're going to go here anyway, might as well get you to start here. Now, if I could get this track done, then that wouldn't be a problem either. Well, it still would be because this is a one-way, right? They're only allowed to go one direction in here, and I still think that's a fine way to do it. I don't have a problem with it. Long term, it's gonna be fine. It's really like it's only a problem on the initial launch of the train, and all I have to do is tell it to tag up the destination first and then come back. It's a little bit of extra fuel, but it saves me a lot of headache of trying to like redo a system to where the trains will conflict with each other. So we're gonna say that a brand new train set is what we want. And there's only these 3, so this is all that's available, unfortunately. It's got 330 passenger capacity, which is huge, but it only travels 80 kilometers per hour. I really do want a faster train. I want the faster ones. Obviously, the electric trains are going to be faster too, but I have to electrify the rails to do that, so I'm not going to be able to do that. So if there is no regular old DP, look at this, 210 workers on the train now, though. Look at that, full 210 workers, and there's still more to go. Definitely need another one. So it doesn't matter if it doesn't really matter, honestly, if it's one that I want or not. If it's a good one or a bad one or whatever, it just needs to happen. It just need to have one. So we're going to go into... So I could also, alternatively, instead of a train set, I could get a diesel locomotive and then pull passenger cars behind it, right? So the train set is 330 passengers for 375,000 rubles. But if I wanted to, instead, I could take a diesel locomotive, something that is adequate in speed. DR class 100 goes 100, but this one here is pretty cool too. Right, goes 120 kilometers an hour potentially, right? So that's pretty good. It's got a lot of power. It's $250,000, so I save 100 grand. And then I go over to the motor wagons and I can start dragging these behind. Actually, these have engines. Ooh, interesting. I think they just like help it, right? I feel like they do. So if I buy like 3 of these for 25 meters in length, are these full trains? I've never purchased these motor wagons before. Are these full trains? It kind of looks like they are. They're just smaller, but it kind of looks like they are. I'm gonna buy this. I want to know what that is. Are you coming down the track right now? You are a full train. What are you? Just like this little segment. That's all you are. So I can add wagons to this. Right? Yeah, I should be able to add wagons to this. But I have to buy them from the customs house. That's why, because they can't haul themselves. That's why they're not available in that list. Gotcha. All right, I'm good. So we want ones that have a lot of passenger capacity, and it looks like 155 is pretty good here. So we could maybe take 2 of these, and that would actually be cheaper than a train set. So we take 2 of these. Let's say 1, 2 of these, right? And they're going to sit here in the customs house. And then what I can do is I can tell this to come and get this. I want you to load. Oh, I can't do that because you don't haul. Of course you don't. Okay, you continue on your merry way then to the depot with ye. Gonna have to get another train to come out and do that with me. So are you busy? Yes. Are you busy? Yes. Are you busy? You're on your way back with nothing. Okay, so you have nothing. You have a wagon? You do. Okay, as soon as you go back to base, I'm gonna pull you out of there. I'm getting like 20 FPS in this area now. Not great. I wish it was better. Okay, so now that you are like this, I'll bring you back to base. All right. I need a train that can haul things. Okay. But this thing is definitely getting out there to build steel. So let's just head it really quick over here to look at steel. Like, see, now we're finally starting to see some progress in all these building, which is nice. We don't need the coal mine going right now, so we're going to say a low priority on these. In fact, let's just cancel this so that they focus all their labor on the stuff that matters. I don't need coal processing or anything. We're just going to bring coal here to start. So we do need this. Let's have that be the high priority. We're going to need that high priority. High priority. Yeah, and again, we can also bring coal directly into this building too. So if this doesn't get done in time, then we'll just bring it directly in there. Power out this way is something to consider as well, and how we're going to get power out this way. I am building a second wind power plant right here, just to sort of provide extra power to these little areas and supplement it with clean energy. It'll also help anything we put in this area. But to get power out this way, we're going to have to get, some lines running out here. Okay, so high voltage lines. And I'm thinking probably we start with maybe a 10. Little 10 here. It would be nice to maybe put... I think I will, actually. Let's take you away. We have power out everywhere else, right? I'm worried about disconnecting this because... Well, I shouldn't be, because these two are connected to each other. Yeah, so that should be fine. As long as this has power, then we should be golden. It's got 8... Yeah, it's got a full 18, looks like. Yeah. Right? No, not yet. Gosh, these are not built yet. It's got what it needs. Okay, that's all that matters. So I can put this line, get rid of this. Okay, now that should preserve these connections over here that we had before. It should preserve the other one and allow me to connect to it. And then this one is not going to get deleted, but I kind of need it deleted, honestly. I kind of want all these deleted, at least these two. So both of these are gone. And then I think the only thing left is this. Yeah, so we should probably delete this too. Make sure that that goes away too. And we're going to replace this with an 18, but we're also going to replace it with a high voltage switch right here so that I can kind of redo a little bit of how this is working. So I'm going to put a little high voltage switch. There we go. High voltage switch right here. And a little off the main road, maybe like this. And then we're just going to curve that road into here. And I think when we're doing this, the purpose of this is to get power out to steel, and we're going to go all the way around like this. So I think steel and that whole manufacturing area, we're going to send, I think maybe 13. There's a lot of power necessary out there, so I'm going to send a 13 out there. It's going to go out this way, and then I need to go straight over the highway, so I need to leave room for that highway. So that looks like it'll leave room for that, plus the track. If I go a little bit further, that will definitely do it. Yeah, that leaves room for the highway and that track. And then this will go straight this direction now. And that's a lot of electrical components, but we need to get this out here. So I'm going to bring it this direction. Man, now I'm kind of feeling like going around here instead. No, I'm gonna stick to the plan because I got stuff I want to do over there. We're gonna go like this. Should be good. And then I'll take this and bring it. Make sure I'm actually selecting that. It's a little hard to see in planning mode. There it goes. Then we're gonna take this straight this way to the track. So forming a right angle kind of thing there. And then we're gonna bring it out this way. Now from here, we want to have, I think, our power transformer. Did I place that yet? Didn't place it yet. Okay, so there's going to be 2 transformers. So we're going to have another high voltage switch. And I feel like it was going to be here. I don't remember exactly where I was going to put it. I think it was here. It might have been on this side. I need to keep it out of the way of the water, but I think maybe it was over here, actually. Yeah, so the problem is the terrain is going to mess up. And I don't want that to happen. Do I have the vehicles to make this happen? I should. Terrain smoothing. Can you lift this up, please? There you go. Yep. There we go. Thank you. And maybe bring it level from the center. Be nice. Very good. Okay, that gives me a nice flat surface to work from there. I'm all right with that. We'll just smooth this out on this side. Okay, so the switch can go right here, hopefully. There we go. And we're going to send it this direction so that the road can cross the track here. I hope it can. It goes. And then it can meet up with that right there. So it gives, for fire coverage and things like that. These switches and stuff can catch fire. All right, so power line will go out and go straight like this to there. All right, that's our in. It's going to provide high voltage power into this area from the coal power plants. Then the switch, we go to 2, and it'll eventually be 3 separate power transformers. The first one, I think I was placing here. If I remember correctly, you were going to go right here. Like this. The second one was going to be in here, I think it was. Maybe it was over. I think it was over here, actually. Yes. Here. In the middle of this. Because we get lots of connection points really close by. I just need to make sure I can get the road connected too. And it doesn't look like you're going to let me do this. I'm sure I had this there. Pretty sure. I guess I'm not 100%, but I'm pretty sure I had this there. Didn't I have you there? God, I could have swore I had that there. Yeah. All right, we're going to say it's there. So one power transformer here. This is going to cover all these buildings. Power transformer here. It's going to cover all these buildings. They are also going to share load to power steel. You do not need, I've had this comment before, so I just want to reiterate, you do not need to directly wire the steel into high voltage. You don't need it. As long as you have a lot of substations around that can all share the load for this building, it is going to be fine. That said, if you want to have that extra security, feel free to wire it directly in, but you do not need to do that. It's just the fact of the matter is that this building pulls so much power that a single substation will absolutely not suffice. It won't work, right? So if I was going to go to metallurgy here, so the steel mill can pull a max wattage for the circuit breaker is only 800 kilowatts. Okay, so actually it is fine for one, but because you're going to have all this other stuff around it, one is not going to be sufficient. 800 kilowatts is your circuit breaker on that. So as long as you can have all your substations around share the load, you're fine. And that's what we're going to do here. We're going to have 13 megawatts potentially being brought into this area, which is going to be more than enough for all of these buildings to work. So let me just real quick do this so it's not waiting. You are now going to go to the border. You're going to grab the new vehicles that we just got, and you're going to bring them back to here, right? So that we can have the wagons behind this. And that gives us a second passenger train so that we can have them, you know, spaced out and be pulling people in a little bit more, because there's still 170 people waiting over here, and that's 5% unemployment. So if we can get those guys all bringing over here, that'd be perfect. And the cool thing is we don't even need to change it. Once all this stuff is built, we really don't even need to change how this is working. People will just keep walking and keep doing the things. What's important, though, is that they are able to get where they need to go quickly. That's pretty important. So I do want to have, for example, here, the 100% with the street lamps and stuff. I'm going to need that in order for them to get in here. It's really far to walk, and you've got to have the maximum walking speed for this build to get over to that spot. So I'm going to have these street lights all the way through here so that we have that maximum distance on that. The second one is here. That doesn't need to be maximum distance. And honestly, they get here with the dirt path anyway, so I don't really need to upgrade that. But we're going to need to upgrade the roads and stuff too, because to get up to... I mean, if they can reach the construction site, they can reach the work site, right? Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's a real reason to do it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that this had progress done with it because of the helicopter construction office. Getting up there was impossible before that, so there's no way the mud could do that from this point. But the maximum is what I'm going to do here with the streetlights. And yeah, that's it. So, okay. And then that is it for that part. And then getting over here, we're going to need other walking paths too. So it may actually be worth it to pave this at least a little bit so that I can get that way and get into this area, because we're going to start messing with this area soon too. But either way, if they can get to the construction sites, then they can get to the work sites. And you can see that this is already ready to go here. So we need a lot more power in this area. And at the moment, I have 1, 2, 3? No, that's part of that. I didn't think so. 1, substation 5. So I clearly have 5 in this area somewhere. All right. And I'm going to need to have more as we go because all this stuff needs power. I also want to have a wind farm. And I think I'm going to do it probably right here. Although along the water is pretty valuable land, so I may end up doing it. Maybe up here in the mountains would be cool. If I leveled this up, if I just said height from center, and I leveled this, that would be doable. There's resources here, though. We have to keep that in mind as well. But if I like work on it over time to level this out, I could have 6 wind turbines right up here, possibly even 12 if I line them up, you know, back to back. You're not supposed to do that, but I could do it. It might look cool, actually, because the one will be higher, and then the other ones will be picking up the wind a little bit lower, and they could be closer together because they're different elevations. I don't know. But if I level this out, I should be able to get at least 6 in here, and then that will feed into another power transformer that will let me have all that power shared for the wind, too. And as soon as this is built, then this will have power. And then trains can start to bring fuel into this area too. At the moment, this place has fuel because of the distribution office. So I have this distribution office right here. Nope, that's not it. That's the reconstruction office. I'm losing track of my own places here. Right here. There's the 2 oil cisterns that are in this medium distribution office. They've been told to bring fuel out that way. Because I'm out of connections with my fuel rats, so I can't do anything there. They've also been told to load fuel here. So hopefully they'll start loading fuel from this because nobody is delivering fuel to this anymore. And eventually I can just get rid of it, which is what I'm really looking forward to doing. All right, so passenger cabin. All right, very cool. And then all I need to do with this vehicle, find the passenger train that is coming into here. That is going to be this train right here. Your route needs to go to this train. So here's how we'll have to play that because it's a little bit wonky here. Unless I can just click it here. Can I do that? Well, you will let me do that. Okay. A lot of times it gives you this whole thing like it's not the right type or they're not the same type. You can't copy lines from not same type. So I wasn't sure if the train set could also work with the motor car thing. It doesn't matter. It's fine. So you should now be able to go. And I got to figure out where you are so I can space you out. You are pretty close. You're on your way back. However, this is a good thing because the route actually starts at the end point. So I can have you go. It starts at the end point because we don't have a good way to get going through here to have that work. At least we didn't. We do now, but there's still no fuel access. And this train's going to run out of fuel before it can do it. So trains always run out of fuel really quickly. So it needs to go that way to the end point first, refuel on the way, which is that refueling station we just put in right here. So that train will stop here. And then once it does that, it will go here first and then come back. And that's great. So we now have 2 passenger trains moving people around here, which is great. So my Dnipro Flats, they haven't even started working on this yet because it's out of range of the auto search. So I'm going to tell them, no, it's not out of range. It's just not connected. That'll do it. Let's go ahead and get this started. We need the homeless to have a place to live. And that is what we're going to do with this. 1 Dnipro Flats right here. Now to get them to the train station is what I need to do. I need them to be able to reach here. At least until this train station is built. So, and I'm not going to build this until I kind of have a better idea of where everything is going to be. So you need to reach this train station at the moment. So we're going to say that the walking path, I could do the one with streetlights just to give you that extra little bump. We're going to say that you cross the road here, near this road here, because I might have a bridge coming across this, right? Did I show you guys that yet? I didn't show it to you yet, but I told you about it. And then in order to get this to go where I need it to go, we kind of have to play a little trick on the game here, because otherwise it's not going to do what I want it to do. I need to get rid of this walking path. Then I need it to go from, where's my highlight? Come on, right there. Okay. It's never going to be where your mouse is. And then we need to tell the game that we want to connect like this, and then pull it back, and then connect like this, and then pull it back. Oh, are you going to put the street lights in the... Oh, you're supposed to put them on this side. You suck. Oh, that's no good. What if I go this way? You let me do it if I go this way? Yeah, you're supposed to put the street lights over here, you dork. All right, we'll try it this way instead. So it's all about which direction you drag, I guess. Yeah, and it isn't going to look that pretty, but it'll work. Like that. There we go. And it's basically like the asphalt with sidewalks, except it has a faster walking path, right? It's basically all I'm recreating right now. The asphalt with walking path. But I'm spending less money to do it, kind of. And we'll just have you go like that. It's fine. I'm not sure where the lights are going to be on this side, but that looks way better than it did. Okay, and then we need to pull you off of there, and then I want this one to come out this way. Yep, streetlights on that side. Very good. And then you're going to round over like so. You know, I could do this. That's actually fine, because as long as this will allow me to go this way, which it does not. Come on now. Let me connect to that. All right, you know what I might need to do here? I might need to do this. Oh, it's not going to let me because that's already connected. I wonder if I can get this road connected to that node. Should be able to do this. I did this in testing. So I've seen this. I've seen this in action. I just not quite seeing it happen now. Aw, man, you are being a butt. Okay, see how it bumps up like that? Maybe that's what I need. And it kind of gets it around the road. Oh, took off more than I thought it was going to. Can I make you even more bumpy? Yeah, like really pop it up like that. And then can you now go from here? Maybe. I mean, it's kind of okay. Is it all right? Is this okay? Does it look terrible? It just like merges onto the road and then goes across the road, right? I mean, as long as I put a crossing here, which I can't because I am going to make the bridge, so I can't actually put a crossing here anyway. But the thing is, I don't want a crossing there. I just want it to be connected from here to here. And it's not letting me do that. All right, I'm going to have to pull this back a little bit further. Okay, the only way to make this work, I don't know why, because it was so much smoother before. I think it was because I was using the other asphalt paths, not the ones with lamps, but I want the ones with lamps. Is I have to make this come out this way, come from this side to do it, so the lamps are on the proper direction. Then I need to kind of basically delete everything and redo it to where everything merges on the road here with this walking path. And only then am I able to get this lifted off of the road so it's not like attached to the road anymore, and then I can get it around and just be comfortable with the fact that there is a little bit of space between the sidewalk and the road, which is not that big of a deal. Mark. Then in this little area here, we actually don't have much room because you can see the outline of the school. We don't have much room, but in this little area here, we can put in like some kind of thing for, you know, our citizens. We can put like a carousel thing here, for example, like this, and that will give them a little something extra. We could put in these little aerodrome things. Would have been kind of cool to put in too. I'm not sure if that would have been better or worse than this. I think I'm just going to leave this. And in fact, let's demolish this and move it a little bit so we can have trees around it. We're going to put you probably right about here on the corner. Something like this, right? And then we'll just have this connected with like a little gravel path that goes up to that connection point, and then down there later on we can do too. But this gives extra things for us to have happen here, and then I can put like a bunch of these trees and stuff around it just to kind of make it look a little more natural, I suppose. Maybe not all pine trees, could have other types of trees too, potentially. Yeah, little extra trees here. There, that works. And so it just makes the area look a little more natural. But now we have a walking path that comes all the way out this way and just comes through here. Took way longer than I thought it was going to take. I'm sorry about that. But with that connected, you should now be able to reach at 445 meters away. You can now reach that train station, which is what I needed you to do. So now when we build the Dnipro Flats and everybody moves into this building, they will be able to get access to the trains, and we can start getting passenger trains to move people around, which is going to be very nice to see. Why is my happiness plummeting? Unable to get electronics. That's quite a few people. Crime is up. No, it's not. Is it up over here? Our prison population is actually lower. Are you overloaded over here? No. The only thing I can think of for crime being up, as a problem anyway, the only thing I can think of is maybe over here, this police station maybe is overloaded. No. So I'm going to go with, no, it's not. You guys are just unhappy for no reason at all. There you go. Okay, my dear friends, the time has passed, or a good amount of time has passed anyway. And we are now looking at a somewhat completed setup for chemicals. Yes. So all of this stuff is done, and we have the workers set to 0 because we don't have all the stuff to actually bring people in here. A couple of these buildings, these two specifically, they will get workers because they can just walk from the bus stop straight here. But some of these buildings are a little bit too far away. This one in particular, they have to walk all the way over here and get in here, and they won't do that. So we need to set up walking paths and stuff for people. As far as the underside goes, they've completed all of the plumbing as well. It's costed me a lot of money. We've going through steel quite liberally, and you might notice the population has declined a little bit. We've actually lost some people. If I go to my population statistics, in addition to having deaths right around the same as births, because we don't have any spare housing at the moment, last month we actually had 200 escapes, and a lot of this has to do with their happiness is declining at 75%, and that's because they cannot buy electronics. I have not been keeping electronics in stock, so that's going to cost me a bunch of money too, because I've now told, and it's probably buying it right now, I have now told the distribution office that they are allowed to buy electronics at the border as well. So we're going to hopefully keep them at least a little bit happier with that. Let's tell this train to go back and work for this office. Now, the waste train, right, we need to get going with that too, because we are going to start getting a backup of waste. So this is already overloaded. This is starting to get there, and eventually they'll start putting it in here too, and then we're going to be very backed up. So waste is, like, again, another problem I just have to solve right now, and that is not a good feeling, not at all. So we're going to need to do something about that. The rail is kind of coming along. They've actually finished this tunnel, which is cool. They're just like working on this rail all the way out to here, and then we can finally start delivering it here. But that doesn't solve the problem really, because we're not able to load it very fast anyway. So in order for this to really like slow down, make sure that we can handle it, I'm gonna need to, and this is fine, this is a transitionary step, right? I'm setting all this stuff up in a way that allows me to scale into it and not be committed to it right away, right? So we're gonna say that the mixed waste is gonna go right back over to here, right? And you guys are already dropping it off there, that's fine. You guys should have mixed waste going over to here, let's say. And we just do this, right? We tell them that their mixed waste gets dropped off over here for a little while because we can handle it over here, right? So not all waste, here it is, not all waste will go to the main center, right? Some of it will get delivered there, but most of it will get delivered over where it gets burned and sorted over here, right? That's fine. We can scale into it. No big deal until we're ready to go for it. Over here, I think they finished this farm. Yes. These are always track builders, by the way. If you ever see trains waiting too long, 99 out of 100 times, it's a track builder waiting because they can't get where they want to go for some reason. So in this case, it's this builder waiting for a red light because he's trying to go this way, I assume. Yeah. And again, track builders do not like signals, right? The distribution office demands signals. Track builders don't like them. So it's while you're building your system out, while you're building your tracks, it's always a babysitting job with that. Anyway, so we need to sort out the walking path situation for this over here. So in general, everyone who works in this area will be coming into this bus stop, okay? The refinery bus stop is where they get dropped off. So we need to provide a good way to get there. So I'm going to take the asphalt walking paths. I'm going to bring you right over near this. It does work, so I'm going to do it. Across from this pipe connection here. That gets them here a little bit faster than the gravel roads does. And then what we can do is we can get into a tunnel system here. I like the tunnel system. So we're going to put a pedestrian underpass right over here. It should have let me do that. Oh, the electrical lines are there now. They weren't there before, but they are now. Can I put you like this? Wow, you are going to be real picky with me, aren't you? I really can't put that there. Gotta be something underground stopping me, right? I mean, there's a lot of stuff underground, so there is that. Maybe I have to start the tunnel here. I'm not opposed to that. It's just the walking speed of the tunnel does not... I don't believe it's on par with this path. So, like, the more I can go above ground with this, the better. I believe, anyway. Maybe I can actually just have it do this. Oh, I'm not starting that again. Or maybe I am. No, because it's got that path. Yeah, I need to have a better solution here. Maybe can you just go around this? Okay, you can just go around it. That's clean. So we'll go this way, and then again, you just walk straight over to this side, and then we want to get the walking path for this one to be there. That's going to allow them to walk into this instead of being having to go all the way around there. So that gives us a walking path to that chemicals. These ones here are already fine. So now we need to get to these 3 buildings. That's where the underpass comes in. Now there's a lot of stuff going on underground here, so we've got to be pretty careful on where we position this. And we also have to note that you can't put walking paths without having a bridge, of course. You're not gonna be able to put walking paths over top of these factory connections. So I want you to be able to get in, let's say here and here. And that's a little bit tricky to do, especially getting into there. That one's gonna be tough. I might end up actually having to go that way, but we still don't have a direct feed for oil in these either, do we? No, because all the oil connections still have to be done. So that's a work in progress. I also now am just noticing that my road connection for this, my road connection for this is not good. Well, the good news is I have plenty of fire helicopters. Doesn't matter, because the bad news is that they still need to be able to maintain this. Okay, I might need to tear it down and reposition it to where the road's on the opposite side. Just hit the T key and flip it, right? That's probably what'll happen. So I'm gonna let it run until it dies for the wear and tear, and then we'll tear it down. I'm not sure how. We have to have a road connection in order to tear it down anyway. Son of a bee. I don't think we can actually do anything about that. I totally forgot about that. What about this one? You're good. And you're good. So this one is now a problem child. It needs to be flipped over, but I can't actually flip it unless I already have a road in there. So I'm gonna have to rely on these forklifts for a little while. We're gonna tear this down. I gotta tear this out of here so that I can get this flipped over. So there's a little bit more work to do on this side, I guess. So we'll tear this out, and we're going to move these forklifts. I have 4 forklifts purchased here already. I want to move these forklifts to work over here, okay? As soon as they leave and get out of here, we'll put them over there. This one wasn't done before. Oh, it was. Like, I have the fuel connection, so it was. I just don't remember doing it. All right, so I think we're good here now. I can go ahead and tear this down too. What a bugger. All right. Tunnel boring machine's waiting too long. Where are you trying to go, man? Huh? Where are you trying to go? Help me out here. Help me out. You're trying to go to the tunnel. Over here. That makes more sense. Yes, our tunnel in this direction needs to be built. So you're on your way over there. Okay. Yeah, and you're just waiting because there's no signals on any of this, so it's all the same color. I need to have more signals in here too. You should turn around right here. There you go. So just to help prevent that from happening in the future, yeah, right, we're gonna go ahead and put signals on that tunnel, and we'll go ahead and do the same thing on this entrance over here too. It's already done. Good. So now this is all separated from this area, and then with that done, we can go ahead and I think separate it from here, at least this side. We can do this, have this be 2 separate projects too. Yeah, and then I just, nope, tunnel boring machine's going that way. Cool. Now that that's going that way, we can also disconnect here, keep that from interfering, and then now that you're also going into the tunnel, we can go ahead and put another signal there to prevent that from being a problem too. Okay. Just so many things to worry about, man. So many things to look at. You're stopped. Everybody else is stopped over here. It's always a tunnel. Where is it? You are building this, and you're in everybody's way. Okay, so next video, we're gonna tackle walking paths here. I think we could just do it now. Screw it. I don't know how long this is, honestly. This is like 2 separate days of recording here. All right, I'm just gonna do it. We're just gonna do it now. I don't care if this video is an hour and a half. We're just gonna do it. Let's take the. Maybe we just go above. I think above would be easier here because we already have this path laid out. So we just go above it with a bridge here. Concrete overpass here. We have a lot of stuff underground already, you know. If I start you and go like this, then you should be able to come in here without much issue. We're gonna want you to be, I think, like Yeah, this should work hypothetically. Because what I want to see it happen here is I want it to go across like this. Can I get you in here like this? No, this is a very difficult connection to make. But I'm going to go above. We're going to have to go above ground with it. It might work. It might work. Let's see. See, the pipe connections have to be above ground too. So that's not going to work. Getting into this straight from here over. So that connects to here and this. It doesn't get me into this one. I'm not going to have to tunnel into here, am I? Maybe. I don't want to. I didn't mess up any pipes, did I? It's so nerve-wracking, man. I got to stop using that tool. All right. Maybe we come in from this side. I'm just worried it won't be close enough. But with the asphalt walking path, maybe it will be. Let's pull you. Concrete overpass. Should be good to do right here. Right? And then what we'll do is we'll bring this down over here. Yeah, over here like this. Let's see how this works. I don't know if it will, but let's see how this works. We'll go... Goodness. Maybe... Can you connect? From there? Please? I think tunnels are the only solution, man. Every time you go above ground, it just creates just a big problem to go above ground sometimes, you know? I'm thinking tunnels are what we're going to do here. So, tell you what, I'm going to fiddle with this because this is a lot of indecisiveness for this. So I'm going to fiddle with this. The video is going to be long, and that's just the way it's going to be, I guess. We've got to get you out of the way. I really wish you were building it from this side. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense for you to build it from this side. But maybe this can pass anyway if I tell it to ignore the red lights. Maybe you can pass anyway. Sometimes these trains will phase through each other. So I'm gonna let it try. And it will not. Okay, you're gonna have to get out of here then. Goodbye. That's a real drag. I really, really wish you would build it from this side, but for some reason I cannot select that. It's so weird. So, all right, fine. Yep, you'll keep going, and then the track builder will just come back here anyway and disrupt everything. So, I don't have anything else to share with you guys other than this, and I gotta get this done. So, I'll see you in the next video, I guess. We're almost done with steel. Let's just take a real quick look at that so you guys can see where we are there. All right, so we got the storages are up. This processing center is moving along. Just got work days left, and it's cranking away. The iron mine is ready to rock soon. The storage for that's very close as well. And steel is 40% built. Need a lot more concrete out this way, though. So there's going to be more work to do with that as well. I'm just going to constantly tell them to keep coming out here if they can. Okay. That's it. I'll see you for the next one. Bye-bye.